UFC Vancouver. It's a home game for me. It's nice to
Oh,
be in my
yeah.
home city of Vancouver, Canada. We're here with Mr. RDR, main event, and I thought yesterday was a little bit funny because on one side of the face-off, Brendan Allen kind of got hyped up, and then there's RDR who looks at the camera and goes, "Bro, I don't give a shit about face-offs." Like, it couldn't have been two more opposite reactions. Like, why has that always been your MO? Like, why Strickland says this as well? Like, why do face-offs mean nothing
It's
to
the
you?
weirdest thing, dude. So before a fight, we go and stand across from each other and stare each other deep in the eyes. I don't feel this stuff at all. So, and we were just standing there. There was nobody who's gonna say stop, I think. So I said, "We got it, right? Let's go. This is it." I don't even. It is what it is, but it does not mean anything to me.
Yeah, is that sort of like training with another guy? Because I heard you talk about that as well. You're kind of like, man, we can go and fight, but we can also train together because it doesn't mean shit to me.
No, definitely. Even if I'd like this with Brandon, I would have trained with Brandon 100%. I don't think it means a lot if you get some experience or whatever way. No.
Did you catch what he said on the clip? Because he said something interesting. He said, it doesn't matter anyways. I'm gonna knock him out. And like all respect to Brendan Allen, but I don't think the last knockout he got was. I think it's been 2020 was the last guy. It was like a ground and pound. Respectfully, right? So when you hear things like that, how serious do you take that?
Not too serious, but it sounds good, huh?
It sounds good on camera. It does.
Yeah. So that's a win too.
So obviously, the short notice fight. Talk a little bit about strategy, right? Like, do we play into the 5 rounds or do we go after Brendan Allen as soon as that bell starts?
No, I think like him, both of us are gonna start guns blazing. It's gonna be very explosive in the first round, and hopefully it doesn't have to go that far. But if I can get him tired early, that will work well in the later rounds as well. But I'm just looking to get him out of there as soon as possible. Yeah.
I mean, I think that's everybody's best night at the office, right? Get him in there, get him out as quickly as possible. I had to laugh at your post-fight interview against Robert Whitaker just because of how brutally honest you were. You said, listen, man, I don't want my next fight to go like that.
Nah, and I had a good chance against Rob to finish him early in the third, but then I walked into that right hand of his, so I kind of messed that one up myself. So I've been really working on that, working on my positioning and working on my shot selection a little bit to make sure that if I get a chance to put Brandon away, I will. Yeah.
How did I got to ask from my point of view, like how did the medicals go for that fight, right? Like we see some people like it was a back and forth fight, but there was the one big shot. Like
Yeah.
we talk about suspensions and things like that. Like they came and obviously checked you out and cleared you right away after, or how did that work?
Yeah, they clear me right away. It's Abu Dhabi. They don't give a fuck.
I've heard Abu Dhabi and I've heard Florida. Florida, you can get away with a lot in Florida as well.
All right, then we'll see in Florida. No, I had a little cut. They stitched that up, and I think they said like no contact for an amount of time. So I went right back into trading the day after.
I gotta ask, right? Was there any part of you because we had talked? I think this was after the Bo Nickel fight, and obviously you had the Whitaker fight. You said, "Hey, man, I want to face the best American striker." Like, was there any part of you that saw the video of Sean Strickland running in the cage and like punching that guy, and then he gets suspended? Was there any part of you that was like, "Man, if you weren't suspended right now, like this could have been us," you know?
Yeah, definitely. I didn't see that. I didn't see what he did, but I heard he fought somebody at an event or whatever. Yeah,
You still haven't seen the video.
I don't watch that shit. That's too much for me.
Yeah, so I guess it was one of his teammates had lost, and the guy who beat him, I don't know.
He made like a gesture.
Yeah. He kind of went WWE on Sean Strickland in the middle of the octagon, right?
that's
So
cool.
Strickland and went in and started throwing punches at him.
Yeah, yeah. Who can blame him? Come on, he is who he is. I don't think you should suspend him for that. But is he up to fight again now or no?
I think it's probably next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have been very cool to fight Strickland as well. And there were a lot of different guys who could have taken it, but Brendan was the guy who stepped up. So hats off to him. Yeah.
You're not too active on X, right? On Twitter?
No, I'm not. That's not me. The guy who does the cool stuff. That's not me.
Okay. So, because like your buddy Paulo Costa likes to talk about you on social media all the time. So I'm wondering like, how are you ever going to respond to this guy? Is it just going to be an in-person thing or?
Yeah, I guess give him a call maybe. I don't know.
I'll have to slide you Paulo's number after this interview ends.
I had a funny picture of a rainbow bench, and he was sitting on his on the floor next to it, and he said, "Reinier, would you sit on the rainbow bench?"
You know, obviously you can find the humor in that. I've seen some interviews, and you said, "Man, our back and forth would have been hilarious between me and Costa." But I mean, I feel like you've got to kind of lean into it now. Like you got to play into the fact that he wanted the catch weight in the 3 rounds. You know, like a fight is a fight. That's going to be his excuse. He's like, he did it with Vettori. He said, "Well, it's a fight. It shouldn't matter what weight and things like that." But that's just Paulo Costa. So I feel like you got to give it back to him a little bit.
I would have even took the catch weight. It was fine, and 3 rounds would have been nice too. But come on, if you get a shot like that, don't be a bitch and say, "Oh, I want this, I want that." Just say yes. Come fight. Let's go.
And then you talked about like how, you know, maybe one day you go full Strickland and you want to, I don't want to say hurt a guy in the octagon, but take out your frustration, right? Where does that side of you come from? Because here talking to you in like any interaction outside of the cage, like the nicest, the most laid back guy, like where does that aspect of RDR come in?
I don't know. Once the cage locks, I want to kill the motherfucker. Yeah. I don't know.
See, that still seems wild to me just because of the laid back attitude.
I think maybe because of all the work we do, because of all the training, it makes you exercise those demons on a regular anyway. And then fight week, you don't get food.
That's fair.
Don't train as much. Then maybe once the fight comes around, some of the demons come back up.
What does it take to qualify to hang out with you on a regular basis? Because I've heard there's certain people, I'm not going to mention names, but I've heard there's certain people that you wouldn't exactly want to hang out with outside of the UFC. So what does it take to hang out with RDR?
Well, that's a hard question. I don't know. At the moment, just some barbecue and bring some chips and whatever. We'll have some fun.
We can do that after Friday, though.
All right.
Like realistically, do you think that you're going to be? How do you think the crowd's going to react this week? Because I remember it was one of your first press conferences, and you said, "Man, I love this. You know, whether you cheer me, whether you boo me, I don't care. I love the reaction." Brendan Allen's going to kind of play the Canadian card this week. I think his grandparents or something are from Canada, so he's somehow going to tie it all in. Like, what do you expect when you walk on that stage this week?
I know some Canadian people too, so maybe I'll walk out with the Canadian flag this time.
I mean, you were wearing a Canucks jersey last night, so that already qualifies you as an honorary Canadian.
Exactly. So we're there. So cheer for me.
so cheer for RDR.
Yeah.
What was your honest thoughts on the Dricus and Khamzat fight? Because I've seen so many opinions, and some people are on the side of, listen, it was a masterclass performance, and if you don't like the way that Khamzat fought, they're going to call you a casual and this and that. And then other people, I guess people that are paying money to come watch this fight are going, listen, I came to watch a fight. You know, I know this can happen in a fight, but I'm not exactly happy walking out the door watching that for 5 rounds.
Nah, I can definitely see both points. I was very surprised with how much in control he was, how dominant he was. I was very impressed. As a lover of the sport, it was very special to see what he did there. Something I did not expect, and I don't think a lot of people would be able to do to Dricus. But he got to a couple positions where he would have been able to hurt him a bit more. He could have taken a bit more of a risk, and it might have been even a bigger win for him if he did. But yeah.
And then as far as Dricus, when he comes back, his camp's already said, listen, we need one big fight, and then we're going straight back to the title. Do you see that happening, or do you think, like, sorry, bro, after that performance, you got to go to the back of the line?
It depends on who the belt has. I think if the belt can change hands, then he has a good shot to fight for it again, of course. But the Khamzat fight, he might have to demonstrate somewhat of an option when he gets to his back before he fights Khamzat again. So maybe he needs to let somebody take him down and show that he worked on his jiu-jitsu on bottom, but it wasn't good this time. No.
How did the Iowa Hawkeyes wrestling package show up? Like, I know you called them out after the Bo Nickel fight. Like, did it show up through your management or did it show up on your door?
These guys are very persistent in getting in touch with me. They send everybody who knows me about a message, emails, WhatsApp, via Instagram. They contact everybody, and then they found my address and they sent it to me. So it was very nice of them.
So are you going to pay a visit there one day?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And then as far as Bo Nickel goes, he's coming back. I think he's got Rodolfo Vieira.
Yeah, that's an interesting fight. Huh?
Tough fight, right? Tough fight. Is he – do you think the Bo Nickel hype train is still there, or do you think we could just slowly see him kind of peter out on the MMA side of things? Because he's going back and doing wrestling as well now.
Yeah, but the wrestling, that doesn't discourage me in my expectations of him, that he goes and does a wrestling match with RAF. That's I think that's the thing. Like that'd be the same if I would do a grappling match with somebody. You know, I think that's not bad at all. And I still trust that he will do well. But this one is gonna tell us a lot how he does against Rodolfo. Rodolfo is a very good grappler. But we've seen him get tired in fights because he sometimes struggles to get the guys down. And he's, of course, going to struggle to get Bo down. That's an interesting one. Yeah, we'll see.
RDR, final message for all the Canadians coming either to support you or to not support you this weekend. Either way, give them a message.
You Canadians, cheer me on, eh? Boom!
All right. Shawnee Mack will full send MMA, and that was a perfect way to end it. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.